You can ring Doug's bell. Ring Doug's bell. Doug's bell. Ring Doug's bell. You can ring Doug's bell. Ring Doug's bell. Doug's bell. Ring Doug's bell. Welcome to the Doug Bellcast. And now, here is your host, the star of Ring My Bell, Doug Bell. Crazy days, crazy times. Hey, it's Bell. I just got back from, I got locked up. You believe it? I spent a couple of days down here. I was in Florida, and I got to spend a couple of days in the pokey. Totally not my fault. Hold on a minute. Let Bell fix this for you. Boom. This way you could hear, because we got a political situation, because everything's so political in Hollywood. But now it's like that way in the world too. The fan's on. And I'm back. I had to turn that off. Sorry about that. But that was driving me crazy. Even though it's colder in here than the witch's tit on the roof in the winter. And the heat makes it nice and toasty. I like a nice toasty environment to Bellcast in. But anyway, I get there. Okay, I had to collect my thoughts because I was down in Florida. I got booked on a gig at Mar A Lago. That's where President Trump lives, Mar A Lago. And they wanted like a real conservative comedian. And so like I go, I'm your man. And the guy who was booking it goes, well, are you a conservative comedian? I take that to Bell. I go, that's Liberty, buckaroo. That's the Bell of Liberty right there, jingling right now. I told him I was on Ring My Bell. He goes, what was it? And I guess I kind of like stretched it a little, but I go, it was a show about patriotism. And I go, every time you would ring the bell or something, the flag would get raised. And the guy was like, oh, okay, that's cool. We like that. Nice patriotic guy. And I go, you bet. I go, is the president going to be there? And he goes, yeah, it's a charity golf thing at Mar A Lago. So I go, I want it to be cool, casual. So I'm still wearing the same digs I had on when I got there. I get there, Secret Service, first thing. I fly in, I'm running late because the show is at 7:00. I took a 3:30 flight out of LaGuardia. I figured it'd be fine, but it was raining, it was bumpy. And, the plane is doing this, they got the bell going. And I run up there, the bell's tinkling. It's raining. And security goes, whoa, you can't be here. I go, yes, I can. I go, I'm here. I'm the entertainment buckaroo. I go, if I don't get in there, I go, they're going to find your job with, inside one of the safes, I think I said, with all the documents. I was trying to crack them up. But he goes, what? I go, I'm the entertainment. And he goes, you can't bring that in. I go, it ain't a gun. I said, I even pointed at the guard. I go, it ain't a gun. Pow, I'm ringing you to death. I'm ringing you. I do that, But he goes, you're not bringing that thing in here. And if you say another word about it, I'm going to turn you right around. I go, I did that. So anyway, I get in with about 7 minutes to spare. I got to use a toilet. So I can look in there and I see the president. I see the President Trump, ex-President Trump sitting there. And Melania's there. And there's a whole bunch of like muckety-mucks and blah, blah, blah. But I typically don't care. I blend in well. I got my digs on. I'm ready to go. Like I'm cool casual to show that like, yeah, I care about how I look, but like this, like a Florida shirt. So I want it to look like a Florida dude. Clint Eastwood was there. So I'm like, oh, Griggs, I do the Eastwood impression. It's so cool. So I go to the toilet and it was a little more uncomfortable than I expected it to be. So I was probably like running like 8 minutes late. I was in there for about 22 minutes and the guy's rapping on the door. He goes, you're getting impatient. I go, God, what do you want me to tell you? Anyway, I couldn't really go. I was pushing, but a little bit came out. That's disgusting. I don't want to talk about that. But anyway, it was like a little, I had to chop it off. And I got some under my nail. Anyway, so I go out there and I got there's a bell that the guy at the front desk had. So I snatch it. I go, believe me, I'm going to make your bell famous. Buckaroodle. I think I called him Buckaroodle. I don't know why I said that. I was just nervous. So like, I'm making Bell famous, Buckaroodle. And I do it like that, like the new, you know. So they bring me on. Guy goes up there and he goes, coming out, we got a comedy treat. And I'm like off stage, just like boom, boom, it's just shadow boxing. And he can hear me. Just doing that, getting ready. So he goes, give it up. He brought me on as Dan Bell. Dan Bell. I go, God, Nerf, what are you doing? Dan Bell? That's wrong. I said that into the microphone. I go, that was wrong. I go, I'm Doug Bell. Dan Bell was this kid from the town over who got in trouble because he tried to sexually assault an old lady. I said that into the mic. I probably shouldn't have, but he was from the town over when I was growing up, and he got in trouble because he was in a laundromat late at night, and he kept like grabbing this old lady's butt cheeks. And he said he was drunk and he knew what he was doing. Anyway, her nephew came down and threw him through a window and put him in a hospital for 3 months. It was ugly. You know, they didn't think he was going to walk again. That was Dan Bell. I said this all into the mic. They're all just kind of sitting there looking at me like, okay, we got you, Doug. You know, I could see the president, like ex-president Trump looking around. So I go, because they told me don't talk to him. They go, just do your routine. He'll enjoy it. So I go, you know, you tell Bell to go left, I go right. I said that to him. I go, Mr. President. I go, they tell me go left, I go right. I say that to him. And I go, everybody give a nice hand for him. Donald Trump, president. And they're all clapping, going crazy. And I'm going, more years. I didn't realize you're supposed to say 4 more years. I'm going, more years. And they just kind of looked at me. So I started doing my routine, and it looked like he was getting uncomfortable. So I go, boy, the flight down here was crazy. My arms are tired. I said that. That's like an old standby, and a couple of guys are laughing. And I go, we got any Hillary fans? Like that. And he goes, boo. I go, we got any Billy Clinton fans? And they're like, boo. And I go, yeah. Well, I call them Billary. I said that. I go, I call them Billary. And I gave like a little tinkle-ink, like that with the new way I do it. And I go, Mr. President, I know you lost the election. And he looked around like that, and people started booing. I guess they were booing the voting machines or the government. So I go, but I got a way for you to win it back. I go, I'm going to give you, don't take any guff from the governor of Florida. I go, Ron DeSanbury. I called him Ron DeSanbury, and it was a lady up the front. I could see the smile from ear to ear on her, you know. She thought it was the best thing since sliced pie she ever heard. I go, Ron DeSanbury. And I go, and you ought to go there and call him Ted Cruise Control. What are you driving to all the same speed, Ted Cruise Control? I said that. And I go, how about Jeb Bush? Because he looks tuckered out. And I go, and when you run against Biden, you ought to go, needs a cup of Joe Biden. I say that though, you know, and I even said it like that, needs a cup of Joe Biden. I probably shouldn't have delivered it like that because everybody thought it was weird, but I'd be lying. I got motion sick, so I took 4 Valium. That also blocked me up. I've had that problem with Vicodin before where I can't make. So this is like only, I guess I'm on 6 days now because I was in jail for 3 and I hadn't gone for 3 days. So 6 days now I haven't made in a toilet bowl. I told them, I go, look, I better be careful before he fires me. I said that because I knew he would get that. And he pointed at me, Mr. Trump did. So I knew he got it. He thought it was great. And I go, let's just start naming people, making funny names for them. So I start making up names. I go, Anderson Cooper. I go, what about DB Cooper? Fake news. I say that, and I get like a clap. There's a table of guys and they clap for me. And I could see off, there's a guy going like this. And I go, what's this guy doing? I go, what is he shaving? I go like that though. I go, he's shaving, Mr. Trump. I go, dude, your buildings are so fudging nice. I almost cursed because I was so nervous. But I go, your buildings are so fudging nice. He said that. And then Clint Eastwood was in the thing. And I go, uh-oh. And I was a little nervous. So I go, uh-oh, folks, get out of the way. It's Dirty Harvey. I call him Dirty Harvey. I realized after it was Dirty Harry because no one laughed. And I could see he looked around. But I realized, like, why didn't no one laugh at that? That was so funny. Because I kept going. I go, you got to take a shower, Dirty Harvey. I do that. I do like the whole skrinking under the armpits, the little skrinking. And I go, so, punk. I go, hey, punk, are you lucky? I start doing that to Clint. I go, make my day. Because I do to Clint. It's like, I do it on the phone. It sounds like he's calling you. I'll call my friends. I do like little prankers. And I'll call up and I'll go, hey, punk, make my day. And they go like, whoa, come on, this ain't you. I go, come on, it's Bell. I go, what are you doing? I said, I'm giving you Pud a little tug. I used to like the salty language with my buds. But the president got up when I was doing the Eastwood impression, and he left because I'm like, it's so political. He's probably afraid that, like, if he's seen cracking up at this, it's going to hurt his chances. So afterwards, the microphone had like an audio trouble. So they asked me, you gotta, and so I walk off the stage and I'm like, where's the president? And again, I was probably a little eager and loud. Because they go, he had to go. I go, what do you mean he had to go? And I guess that I looked like someone told me I looked crazy. Because I was like, where's the president? I was doing it like that. They were holding me back. And I was trying to run through the kitchen. It's like a kitchen with a kitchen. You go in there, you get a bite to eat. I'm riffing a little bit. I go, where is he? I go, I want to see him, because I thought like me and him would sit there and shoot the sugar for a couple hours, have a piece of pie or something. I tried so many ideas. Like I was going to offer to tweet jokes for him or something, or like, but he left. I guess he had to do like, I think he was afraid because the stuff was so political. But then I saw Clint Eastwood walk in. I go, Clint, I'm with Clint. I go, take me to President Clint. And he goes, I can't. And I go, come on. Make my day. I say that to him. He gives me a little wink, so I think like he probably has me in mind for something. I don't know what, but it was crazy. So anyway, I start yelling, take me to president. And I probably should have just left, but I went and grabbed a glass of whiskey and downed it and then just charged into the kitchen. And I fell and I knocked over a bunch of pots and pans. And then they arrested me and they took me and threw me in the pokey for being drunk and disorderly. And I said, you got to pay me, buckaroo, because I went up there and cracked those people up. It's not my fault the equipment went out in like 4 minutes. But they didn't do that. And I had to fly Spirit Air back. I flew Spirit Air. It cost me $68 out of my pocket because I missed the other flight because I was in a pokey. See this equipment? This is not Bell's fault either. But if you see President Trump, just tell him that Bell had a good time. And I want to sit down there and shoot the sugar with him and talk a little bit, work a few things out. I got some ideas and fly wild. Stay gold and you'll make my day. You can ring Doug's bell. Ring Doug's bell. Doug's bell. Ring Doug's bell. You can ring Doug's bell. Ring Doug's bell. Doug's bell. Ring Doug's bell.